excuse me, I don't know when it was, but the inception of the poster contest with Dave.
That happened after me.
Okay. Because there was a fire prevention poster contest that happened where the original Wendy and Dave gave the prize for the best poster, and I didn't know if you knew.
My granddaughter got one of those.
Oh yeah?
Here. Is there a meeting room out here?
Yep, right down there.
Okay, because we came out here. I don't even remember what grade it was. Third grade maybe that did it.
Sounds about right, something around there.
We got a code through the city of Dublin. Bucher and I worked on it. That was more strict than the state code as far as sprinklers particularly.
Oh, that's another thing.
Why I was suspended, 2 places built on with variances to the fire code. They didn't have to sprinkle it. Wendy's and La Scala.
That was another, and I wasn't aware of that, but that's another thing that Dublin was always ahead on, when people moaned and groaned about how much it was costing to put sprinkler systems in.
Yep.
And that's probably why those 2 don't have them, because they thought it cost too
Well, they
much.
eventually had to replace them all because they added on again and remodeled the other. As soon as they did that, the code kicked in. They had to sprinkle their whole place. It'd been a whole lot cheaper if they'd done it when they was building it.
Sure.
About 1/10 of the cost, I guess, from remodeling.
So I'll show you a couple of things I found yesterday. Do you know anything about the girls' industrial school fire?
Oh, yeah, I heard a lot of stories. That was before.
So that
I was
is
on.
that is one of the newspaper articles from it.
I'll be darned. I've never seen one like that. Yeah. Dad was
When
up
was
there.
that?
That was, well, I can scroll.
41? Is that it? Was,
May 4 of 41.
Okay.
maybe he wasn't on it. Because I heard it.
Henry Kaufman,
Yeah.
John Tuller,
So,
father, wellness.
what time?
No,
was
it can't be 41.
Oh, it doesn't say what.
Harold.
Yeah, it says
Doesn't-
May 4 of 41.
Yeah, but it doesn't say what time.
No, it doesn't give the exact time. The newspaper article may, and I can follow up with you on that one.
Because
But
some of the guys that responded up there more than once said those girls would be hanging out the window with their butts bare, waving the guys over to them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
So there was that one.
it was pretty, I don't know what you want to call it, but the girls were a little different than they got them in now, because most of them now, I think, is for drugs, but back then, they basically were streetwalkers that they picked up with teenagers.
And if you don't mind, go ahead and tell me the entire story that you know of, because
Well,
that's
that's about it. I just know. Worked with some of the guys I taught conquered their first DMT course, and we was teaching out basically a garage. It was there on the Girls Industrial School grounds. That's where they bought the Girls Industrial School bought the fire equipment and supplied a building, and they eventually built one there. But of course, it's different now because they went down the road. But they told a couple of those guys, 3 or 4 of the firefighters worked right there, so they were allowed to respond any time to a fire. He said some of those girls were just wanted a man, I guess is the best way of putting it. Some of the guys told me about it. They might not have reached that requirement.
So, that's one of the newspaper articles from the train fund.
Yep.
And then
Nations.
some of the
Boy, how
articles.
did you really busted your butt to find all this? Yep, fire level, it didn't level. They just blew it up and it was standing there, but the rebar was holding the concrete in place.
So that's Chief Moffett
Yeah.
with the shells.
Yeah. 20 millimeter.
20 mil.
I couldn't remember, I messed that up. I said 88.
That's our call log from that day.
Oh, no kidding.
And that's your.
Yeah, there it is. See, over here is where it was hanging. Concrete's loose here, but that side on the side of the fire is the one that.
That was January of what?
That was
About 50.
January 3rd of 50. or 55, I think.
That could have been January
That's all right.
55 for,
I have it.
before I was 18.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Bob Cashell's notebook, and his family has given me a box of things that are on permanent
Great.
loan. So, and I will say, he mentioned that you don't have a whole lot of stuff left, but I'm currently making the offer to both Sue Wines and the Shrivers, and anything you have that you want to put on permanent loan, if there's anything.
I'd give it to you, but I lost it in the fire.
That's I just want to make sure it's protected.
That's no. I worked so
You
hard.
need to know the story. He had a fire at home at Christmas time,
December 23rd.
and he had an old hydrant that was his mailbox holder.
Wasn't any water on the street.
And when Columbus got there, they tried to hook up to that hydrant.
It made the fire department news. The guy on the squad says, there was a hydrant right here. And the guy says, and then what they do, they had it on their hydrant. Levens had it on their hydrant map. And so they'd get a new guy, they'd send him out to do hydrants. And dispatcher at Worthington told me one day she was listening to it. And he says, it went on for about 20 minutes. This guy says, I can't get this hydrant turned on. So finally the dispatcher come back and says, was there a mailbox sitting on top of it? The guy says, well, yeah. So that's what it is. It was great, they did it to him all the
But
time.
there was a hydrant out on Snoffer?
Yeah, because I told, well, to begin with, you know, I worked so hard now to
He
make
probably
responses.
tried to tell them how to fight the fire.
And they didn't like it. They didn't want any automatic responses. Well, on that fire, on our fire, 3 departments responded on the first alarm. And of course, 92s and 27s could see it when they pulled out. And I don't know the lieutenant's name anymore. He became chief at Pickerington, Violet Township. He became chief of Violet Township. And he got off the engine. I was standing out front. And he says, Gary, what do you need? I always respected it. I says, go in the front door, make 2 turns. You'll run right into it. 2 right turns.
And then they try to hook a dry hydrant. Or a non-existent hydrant.
Well, the guy on the squad told him, I said, somebody go get the hydrant. But
Started it.
Arlington laid, I told him, I said, there's a hydrant on Snow for 1,000 feet. They laid 1,100 feet, so I was pretty close guess.
Very good.
Started in the garage and got up in the attic and just ran right straight down.
Had to
the attic.
replace all but 2 sets of rafters.
Incredible.
And all that stuff was in that attic.
So, this is a poem that, let's see here. It says Christmas, and I'm not sure when it was. The manpower sheet behind it states 71, but I will leave it to you to see if you recognize and discern it, or even know who wrote it.
I would bet that Larry lived up off of some view. The guy that used to MC the
I know who you're talking about, but I was
My
wondering,
bet
If you turn the page, there's a
that.
name
I was
of,
wondering if maybe Jack Eckert, if it goes back that early.
This was,
Oh, this is the fire, Larry Trask.
yeah, Larry Trask.
Larry Trask.
I would guess he wrote that.
okay.
And that had to be 1971, you think it was
You
Christmas.
think he read it at one of those
He must have.
fire dinners?
Yeah. She's got to be, that Monterey Drive's mentioned in here.
Yeah.
That's from Larry.
And
Sean Sawyer.
Cranberries.
Sean Sawyer was on there.
Cranberries,
Yeah.
John Brown. Oh, out on Post Road. Yeah, I would guess.
It had to be the year before I went back, which would have been 70.
Sounds like they were all racing the firehouse and Audrey in at High and Bry.
Yeah, that sounds like something he'd write up, because he was a great comedian.
This is a list of the
71.
fire department, 71.
Phil Butterfield was really young. Russ Bettis run the filling station. He
Oh,
was,
yeah.
When I came in August 71, he wasn't on the department any longer.
He was in the gas station right on the corner.
Right across the alley from the
Yeah.
firehouse. Burnt dissolved. That was a waste of time. I'm sorry about this.
No, not at all. I have no emotional ties to these gentlemen, so I'm looking for an honest answer, even if it's skewed.
Darrell Ellsworth would always show up with that old engine Perry bought. But he was a really good guy, but he wasn't a firefighter. You know, just, you get a lot of them that way.
Gene Fluke, did you have a coat to fit him?
Yep, had special order it. He was big. There's Richard Mox, a guy that pulled me out of that basement. That's
Willie?
Dr. Larry Moore.
Laurie Morton.
Him and I didn't get along very well.
He's in one of those pictures. I don't know what
I
it's
know.
that one. It's the other one that he's in.
Well, when I got there, I thought,
Bill Perry.
this was the first township in the state to have a medic. And I got started, and we had to run on one of his patients. My protocol says, we have to start an IV with this, and this. He said, I don't want you to start an IV on her. And I finally said, well, are you taking control over then? He said, yes. I said, then you go riding with her.